Hello children, myself Divya Sharma from Shivjyoti Educational Group Kota. Today we are going to study chapter number 21, that is Our Government of your Social Studies. So take out your books, Getting Ahead in Social Studies, chapter number 21, page number 157. Okay, so our topic for today is our government. First, we all at our home have the head of the family. And what is the role of the head of the family? That he takes care of the welfare of the family members. He takes important decisions regarding them. Why does he do so? Why does he take important decisions? Because he has to keep his family members happy. So that is the role of the head of the family. Now, our country, which is so big, India is such a big country. Even we need the head of the family. We are citizens of India. So, who is our head of family? Though our country is so big and just one person cannot be the head of the family. So, we have a team of members who work together to run the country. And these team of members who run the country, they form the government. So, we can say that the government is a team of people who run the country. A system or group of people governing a country. They form the government. Now, we know that India is a democratic country. So, how do we choose our government? It is chosen by the citizens. Okay, it is chosen by the citizens of India and they choose their representative who further run the country. And the government is chosen or elected by the citizens of the country, and all such countries are democratic country. So this is how in India the government is formed. Now, it is not possible for a single government to look after the entire country properly. So, Indian government works at different levels. So, these are the levels of the government. We have the local level, the state level and the national level. So, Indian government works at these three different levels. The local level refers to your town or village. The state level refers to different states like Punjab, Kerala, Bihar, etc. And national level is for the entire country. Okay? Now, government comprises the central, or we can say the union government. It is for the entire country. Okay, and the state government is for different states, that is, it maintains the law and order and the internal security of the concerned states. Now we have the local government, which I told you is for the village or town. Here these are for immediate community. Immediate community over here refers to that it is a governance of immediate community, that is the municipal corporation or the council in urban areas, and in the rural areas we have the Zilla Parishad, which is at the district level, Block Samiti, block level, Gram Panchayat, which is at the village level. Now first understand what do you mean by urban? Urban areas are the areas with large population. This is mainly for the big cities. So over here in the urban areas we call it municipal council or the municipal corporation. Now municipal corporation administers the urban areas with more population. These cities have more population and it works to provide the necessary health care, to look after the educational institution, housing, transport, etc. Now, then municipal corporation, as I told you, it's for the big towns, which even takes care of your street lighting and garbage collection, water supply, drinking water, and keeping the streets and the markets clean, even the garden areas clean. So this is the job of the municipal corporation in the cities. Now, municipal council is for smaller towns. Okay, both have the same function, but the difference is that municipal corporations is for big cities and municipal corporations operate in small towns. This is what is the difference between the two. Now I'll come on to the rural areas. Rural areas where the Panchayati Raj system exists. Okay, over here the Panchayati Raj system exists. At the top level we have the Zilla Parishad, then Block Samiti, and then the Gram Panchayat, which looks after the problems in the village. Now first I'll talk about the Block Zilla Parishad. It is the highest tier system of the Panchayati Raj system, and it is a link between the Gram Panchayat and the Gram Samiti. It acts as a link between the Gram Panchayat and the Gram Samiti, and it looks after the district as a whole. Okay, and the members of Zilla Parishad are elected for a period of 5 years. And the function is to improve the agricultural production, sanitation and health care, and also construction and maintenance of roads, bridges. It is all the, these all functions come under the Zilla Parishad. Now next I'll talk about the Block Samiti. Okay, Block Samiti or Block Panchayat, it has many Gram Sabha members under it. Then it is elected for a period of 5 years. The members are elected for a period of 5 years, and its work is to supervise the work of the Gram Panchayat. Block Samiti, it supervises the work of the Gram Panchayat and implements plans for the development of the agriculture. Now what can it be? Like the distribution of seeds, fertilizers, etc. And it also looks after the drinking water, construction and the repairing of roads. So this is the function of the Block Samiti. Now I'll come on to the Gram Panchayat. Gram Panchayat, which is the lowest level, members are elected by the Gram Sabha. Okay, and it is for a period of 5 years. And for Gram Panchayat, the head is the Sarpanch. You must have heard that in the village there is a Sarpanch which solves all the issues which are there in the villages. Okay, and he is responsible for organizing meetings. He holds a Panchayat. A Panchayat is held at the village level, wherein all the problems are reported to the Sarpanch and then he resolves the issues. Okay, and he discusses all the matters related to the village. Now, next topic is the relationship between the center and the states. Now, the responsibility of the country is being divided between the center and the states. And certain responsibilities which govern the state is like the defense of our country. These responsibilities are divided between the center and the states. The responsibility of governing the country is divided between the center and the state governments. The relationship between the different levels of the government and responsibilities of each are laid out in our constitution. As you know, in our constitution, the responsibilities of each, the central and the state government, is being laid in our constitution. Now, what is constitution? Constitution is a set of rules according to which our country is run. So, in your books also you can underline what is constitution. You will find out over there on page number 158. Now, the central government, as I told you, there are certain responsibilities concerning the country, which is the responsibility of the central government. It is defense of borders and relation with the other countries. This is the responsibility of the central government. Now, the state government, what is the responsibility of the state government? Educating people and looking after law and order of state. This is the responsibility of the state government, and the central government provide help to the state government whenever it requires. Now central government functions. Now we will look into the functions of central government. Central government, it makes laws, okay, implementation of laws, then it implements the laws, and the law making body, our law making body, which is the parliament. Law making body is the parliament, and it consists of two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. So our law making body is the parliament, and it consists of two houses, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Now parliament, it is the main law making body of the nation. Now we'll talk about Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha is called the lower house of parliament. It is the lower house of parliament, and the members of Lok Sabha are directly elected by the people. They are directly elected by the people. Therefore, it is known as the house of people. Okay? And citizens above 18 vote in elections. Now, citizens who are above 18 years of age, they can vote in the elections, and who can contest the election, who can stand for the election, citizens above 25 can contest elections. Okay? Now, and the speaker ensures that the proceedings in the Lok Sabha are carried very smoothly. And who is the speaker of Lok Sabha? Om Birla. Okay? Now, we look into the members. Lok Sabha, the total members are 552, okay, out of which 530 represent the states, 20 represent the union territories, and 2 represent Anglo-Indian community. Anglo-Indian community means referring to both Indian and British, okay. Now we'll talk about Rajya Sabha, which is the second house. We have two houses in the parliament, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Now we'll look into Rajya Sabha. It is called the permanent house, and it is also the upper house of parliament. It is known as Council of States. 1/3 members retire every year. Now Rajya Sabha is called the upper house of parliament, and the members of Rajya Sabha are not elected directly by the people. In fact, they are elected by the Council of States. Okay, that is why it is a permanent house, because 1/3 members retire every year. So it is called so because the members are not directly elected, but people are indirectly elected by the Council of States. That is why it is called the permanent house. Now we'll talk about members. There are 250 members in Rajya Sabha. Okay, 12 are nominated by the president, and 238 members are chosen by the state legislative assembly. So this forms the Rajya Sabha. Over there, Rajya Sabha is presided by the vice president, and it has maximum strength of 250 members, as I told you, and 12 are nominated by the president, and 1/3 members retire every 2 years. So Rajya Sabha is permanent house, because it cannot be dissolved, and the membership is permanent over here. This was all about Rajya Sabha. Now, the head of the country, president. Okay, head of the country, president. It is elected by the members of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, and the state legislative council. These elect, and then the president is chosen, and the term is for 5 years, and president is the head of the country. Now we'll talk about Prime Minister. Prime Minister, every 5 years general elections are held for the post of Prime Ministers, and the political parties having the maximum seats, they form the government. Look again, every 5 years there are general elections which are being held, and the political parties which have the maximum number of seats, they form their government. Okay, and then the leader of that party who gets the maximum number of vote, he is being chosen as the prime minister, okay, and then further the prime minister decides the council of ministers, because he cannot alone look into all the matters, okay. Then he chooses his further council of ministers which handles different fields, and then they report. Then next is prime minister. He is the head of central government and all the powers resides with the prime minister. He chooses minister for separate departments. Now, the president of India swears the leader of that party who is being chosen as the prime minister, and as I told you, he is the head of the central government and all powers are in his hands, and the prime minister is helped by his council of ministers which he chooses, and these ministers look after the separate departments, and these departments are such as the defense, health, agriculture, industry and finance. Now children, here I am giving you one homework, that when I'll have live session of this chapter with you all, I'll ask you the names of the defense, health, agricultural, industry and finance minister. So it's your homework to find out. Okay, now the prime minister and these ministers together, they make the council of ministers. They together make the council of ministers. Now our next topic is the state government. As we read that the function of state government is educating people and looking after law and order of the state. And laws for each state are made by the state legislative assemblies. Over here you have your first internal question, children. So you can write down the internal question. Okay. Internal question number 1. Who makes laws for each state? The answer is state legislative assemblies. Okay, so here you have your first internal question. Now, we were talking about the state government. The function is educating the people and looking after law and order of the state. Then, state laws. Now, the members are directly elected by the people of state for 5 years. The members over here are directly elected by the people and the term is for 5 years. Okay. Then the head of the state is the chief minister. The head of the state is the chief minister, and further he chooses his council of ministers. And the chief minister chooses his or her council of ministers. Why? To run the government. And the head of each state is the governor, and the governor is appointed by the president. Here you have another internal question, children. You can write down. Internal question number 2. Who is the head of the state government? Who is the head of the state government? The answer is chief minister. Okay, so this is your second internal question. Now we'll talk about the courts. If any citizen of India feels that his or her fundamental rights are being denied, okay, that means being refused, he can approach the court, okay. And you know that the Supreme Court at New Delhi is the highest court of the country. You can underline this in your book also, and its decision on any matter is final. Whatever decision is given by the Supreme Court, it is considered final. And the High Court in a state, the highest court in the state is the High Court, and further we have district courts at the district levels. So we approach the courts if any of our fundamental rights are being denied. So children, this was the explanation of the chapter. In the part 1 video, I have covered the explanation of the chapter and the internal questions. Give a read to the chapter, and in the next part, I'll discuss the book work and the copy work. Thank you.